It is the Lion Experience podcast. Take 2. Okay, dating to the altar. Today is March the 28th, and the purpose of this podcast is to share views from a variety of perspectives when it pertains to dating, boundaries, marriage, and after I do. The special guest, along with the host, will give tips and testimonies about this thing called relationships. How y'all doing tonight?
All right.
We're doing good.
Well, y'all looking good. Hold on, what's going on here? Okay, here we go. How y'all feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling great.
Who we got in the building? So right now, the ones and twos, we got Cadero in the building.
What's
I
up,
see you,
my
Cadero,
people?
with your pink on. Real men wear pink.
I got it from you.
Oh,
Celebrating your birthday.
rare.
I know, right?
Birthday
Oh.
girl.
Or more like,
Yeah.
okay, because this is the Lion Experience.
Yeah.
Rita, I see you, girl.
Hello, hello.
Rita, you look good.
Thank
You
you.
look so young and vibrant.
I
You're
try.
glowing. Is it because of that rock on your finger?
That, but it's for you too.
Okay. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Flo, you in the building? Where you at, girl?
Hey, it's your girl
Wow.
Flo from
Don't
Florida.
give it
¿Cómo
to
está
me.
mi gente? Y feliz cumpleaños a mi hermana, ya tú sabes. Vamos
Yes.
de party esta noche a janguear por la calle.
Hey, hey.
Oh, my God, Flo. You look
Coming to
amazing.
America.
Nice. I got my girl Kamisha in the background. What's up, Kamisha?
Hey, everybody.
Y'all hear her. She is in the building.
Let me get up here so y'all can catch a glimpse of me. Just
Go ahead. You got to lean with it.
Okay, she looks too cute not to be showing it off. Right.
Absolutely. So, Flo, Rita, Kamisha, and Cadero, along with myself, we are the hosts of the Lion Experience podcast. We love what we do. We provide opportunities, we provide experiences, and most importantly, we give off great energy.
Come on
Yes.
now.
It's
Yes.
fire up in this studio. Okay?
Yes.
It's a vibe.
Yes.
It's a
A
vibe.
whole vibe.
Yes.
So after we introduce ourselves, we have to introduce our guest. We have a beautiful power couple in the house today.
Yes.
Tara and Edmund. Did I get
King
it right?
Edmund.
All right, all right. How y'all feel? Y'all look good. Y'all pinked out.
it's all for you.
Aw.
Thank you for having us.
You are welcome. Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, where you from, what you do. This is the time.
Okay, well, my name is Edmund Joseph. I'm originally from Louisiana, southern Louisiana, Baton Rouge area.
Whoa, now.
Okay.
But yeah, played sports, made the good grades when I was in high school. Went to college, went to Grambling State University.
Shout out to G.
You went to where?
Grambling State University.
You can finish. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so after graduation, thinking I'm about to get this high-paying job, found out it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? So I went into retail. Was store manager for Foot Locker all over DFW area. So I was the plug around the city. Everybody wanted to
The
Boy,
plug.
I missed them plugs.
The plug.
Man.
But it took a lot of time away from my family. You work weekends, you work holidays, so I, just needed something to get my time back. So I went in the financial service industry. Started doing that full time in June of 2021, and now me and my wife, we run a national agency where we help train and develop new agents as they come into our industry to either make some extra income or to build their own agency one day. So that's me in a nutshell. We got 2 sons, a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Shout out to the agency. Man.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So I'm Tara. I'm his better 3/4.
Hey. Three-piece.
I go by Shatara, but I go by Tara. I am born and raised Parkland Hospital. You don't need to say much more.
Okay.
You know Dallas. You know Parkland Hospital. So this is home for me. My background is behavioral therapy, working with children with autism. So y'all know anything about autism? 10 years, over a decade experience. So in-home therapy, doing that, just changing lives. And like Edmund, COVID did what it did, whatever. But little do we know, Grambling State, this is my rival in life.
Wow.
Like, I'm Southern University, graduated. Right? He graduated. He always say, you know how he graduated. Okay.
Graduated.
So I'm a Southern University alumni, but as I was in college, I actually met Edmund. People don't know we actually have a 7-year age difference.
Oh, wow.
So you know, older men. Young girls like older men. So, needless to say, they say never follow a man. So he followed me back to, or never follow a woman. He followed me back to Dallas, Texas, which is where we reside. We dated, and then of course we got two babies on the two babies right now.
He hit
You
you with
said
that
somebody
woke
on the way.
So nothing is on the way.
Wait.
Right? The universe.
Yeah.
That's not what I said. It just felt like it was next, but nothing is on the way. But we have two boys. I'm a kingmaker.
$1 million on the way.
So,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that.
Kingmaker. We make boys.
We'll take it.
Sums it up.
I love that. Okay, we also have another guest. We got Brianna in the building. Latrice, right? Brianna Latrice. How are you?
I'm doing well.
You're an author. You're an entrepreneur. You change lives. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us about your book.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Brianna Latrice. I'm an affair recovery coach. So I coach women who've been cheated on, and I host a podcast called Life After Infidelity. And my tagline is removing the shame of your decision to leave or stay, because whether you leave or stay, both decisions will be hard. And so I am here to help you navigate your hard. I think there's a lot out there, a lot of chatter judging people who stay or leave. And the reality is that until you actually have experienced that personally, you don't know how you would respond to that situation.
That's good.
And I have a book out called Healing the Heart from Infidelity. It's a 49-day devotional, and so it has scriptures coupled with a devotion for how to navigate through, you know, just the things that we go through as people, honestly, when trying to heal and recover from infidelity.
That's
amazing.
good.
You help a lot of people,
Yeah.
don't you? You see a lot. I did a speed date. Well, we did a speed dating event not too long ago, and I was able to see from a different perspective. So I know as a coach, helping someone that's been cheated on,
Yeah.
you see a different perspective as well. So we look forward to hearing more about that.
Yeah.
When you see the naysayers, just hit them with that 1-800 you got hit.
I just got hit So
I guess with
Brianna,
them haters, they be saying so crazy. I go,
Brianna, sitting next to you, we have another guest. Her name is Janai Higgs in the building. I love your smile. So beautiful. And I love your heart. I do.
Don't make me cry.
I ain't
Come
gonna
on
make you
now.
cry. Y'all been making me cry all
but you ain't
week.
nervous now?
But
I am.
seriously,
I'm like, whew.
I
I'm
love
not
your
nervous,
heart,
though.
and I look forward to see where we go, because we're going
This gonna
somewhere.
go far.
Oh, for sure. For sure. So tell our audience like a little bit about, not a little bit, just tell us what you do. You have a lot of organizations, your purpose, your passion. Just spill it on out.
Well, my name is Janai Hicks. I am the founder and CEO of Boss Babe Advisory Group. We've been in business. We've been here in Texas, 4 years. I'm originally from Delaware. So I'm the money girl, as my sis say. Talk a bag, walk a bag, all about creating the wealth and leaving a legacy. So that's one thing about me. I'm also launching Wealth Girl Magic. So that's for like sisters to come together and have that lavish experience where we can, go for the lifestyle we want. Also launched my own nonprofit. It's called Gemstone Journey. So it's for the youth girls, giving back and, just breaking the curse, getting them the healing they need. So that's a few things that I do. Love, I'm a people person. Love helping, love giving back. Heart of gold. And I'm just so honored to be here and connecting with other people.
That's beautiful.
Yes, we love having you here.
All I heard was purpose. I hear purpose.
Yes.
A room full of it.
Purposeful. Just to throw that out there. So my good sis, she called me randomly, and we actually got to connect.
Yes.
And it was, I've been on a journey of just searching, right? Asking God, where am I supposed to be here? Because I kept feeling like maybe my fruits wasn't meant to grow here in Texas. And then he's just showing me like, no, you're just a hidden gem, and I'm calling you to the front. So now he's putting me in those right at the doorstep, right?
Yes.
It's amazing to be here. At first, I was like super, super nervous, and I'm like, girl, for what? You know what I mean? What are you nervous for? But that's about me.
That's who you are.
And purpose.
That's what's
Purposeful.
up. That's what's up.
I love it.
Creative
So
purpose.
tonight,
Love
y'all, we're gonna go ahead and dig in because we have about a good 20 minutes. We're
we
gonna
gotta
try to
make
do
this
30. We're gonna
hot.
try to do a good 30 because this is a juicy topic.
Yes, it
People
is.
love to talk about relationships, y'all. It gets juicy, and tonight's gonna get real juicy because we have a couple. We have a single person, and then we got the counselor expert in the building. And then Kadero is married, Rita is married, Flo's been married before, right?
Yes.
I've been married before. Before.
With Flo.
but we single tonight. We outside. So before we get
I'm not outside. I'm kept by God. I'm not outside. I'm a
I'm
kept
kept
girl.
by God, but I'm coming outside.
Not me. No, I don't want no man. I'm kept right now.
Oh, you're in a 16-year relationship? Okay,
16.
Kamisha the model.
Yes.
All right, so the first question, and you can just take it if you feel it's for you. Just let me know, and it's yours. What is the most important thing a partner can do if they accidentally cross a boundary? What is the most important thing a partner can do if they accidentally cross a boundary?
Breathe, stretch, shake, let it go.
You said what? Breathe, stretch, shake.
Shake, let it go.
You got to let a lot of things go in relationships.
I seen
Yes.
somebody finna go. What you finna say, Flora? I seen you.
No, go ahead.
No, go on. Say what you finna say.
No, I was
Nah,
just
yes, you
gonna.
was. I saw you move.
Flo, what you want to
I'm
say?
not playing with you tonight,
You-
Cordero.
I wasn't playing either.
No, I was just gonna say I think the main thing is communication. You know, communicating. I know that you guys just said, you know, you got to let a lot of things go, but it just depends on how big that boundary was, you know, and what that boundary meant to you, right? That was crossed. I think communication is the first thing. It's just, I think that's one of the main keys to relationships, right? Is having that open communication and being able to communicate with emotional intelligence, how you're feeling, and then having a partner that not only can communicate, you know, back with you, but can also listen and understand where you're coming from. So communicating to understand each other and communicating just to let them know what's going on.
I like that flow because for example, I've been kind of where I'm trying to go is if there's a problem, like a lot of people have a problem with somebody confronting them about a problem.
Right.
It's like we got to fight because I'm confronting you about something. And then when someone is confronted, it's like, you can't tell me that what I'm telling you is wrong because you can't tell me how I feel, what you did and how I feel. And it's
You
like-
can't
it's
step
like
on
it
my
gotta
toe
be
and
an
tell me
argument.
how loud to holler.
Yes,
You
gaslight
can't.
yes.
You cannot.
So how
Hate to say that.
can we address
What?
that?
Don't
as a-
gaslight me.
Huh? I didn't hear that's gaslighting.
Yeah.
When people make everything small, I feel like,
Yeah.
oh, that was just a little thing. No, it
Yeah.
was big to me.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now it's going to get bigger
Right.
if you don't acknowledge it. So
But I think that's where that understanding comes from, you know, like even from just speaking from a biblical perspective, God says, in all you're getting, get understanding. When you have understanding, you listen and you communicate differently, right? And then your approach with that person is different and you can give a person more grace as well, right? Because you understand why that person is doing what they're doing and where it's coming from,
Yes.
right? So that grace comes from that place, right? So
Absolutely. Anyone else?
I got to add accountability in there.
Okay.
I believe and all adults don't embrace accountability enough, and you're like telling a child to do things that you didn't even learn to do as an adult. So if you don't have accountability, self-accountability, awareness, like, man, I messed up, then even when we're communicating, we're going to be just going at it because you're not owning what you did. And how can we move forward? Because the communication is going to sound like an attack every single time if you don't take accountability on what you did and why we got here.
Does anyone in here have a system with their partner, like how to communicate, you know, because I don't like nobody yelling at me. I'm going to tell you straight up. You yell at me, I'm going to think you want to fight. You know, that's just me. But I just don't want to be fussed at. I'm real sensitive like that. But we can talk, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. I don't know. But how do y'all communicate, you know, when y'all have a difference? Like, how do you create that boundary?
Well, I would say I'm forced to communicate. All right.
You're forced to communicate?
Yeah.
because
I'm
women
a-
are
I'm a
communicators
natural
and
introvert,
yeah,
right?
men normally are
So-
shut down.
She needs me to talk to her.
Yeah.
Like any little problem that come around and stuff or anything that happen, I gotta talk to her to make sure that we have clarity first of all,
Yeah.
and get back on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna talk because of that. I don't want to see her angry all day and stuff. So
That's a sacrifice.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
It has to be addressed immediately. I am a direct person. If it bothers me even a little bit, if my eye open back up, we about to talk. So what you mean when you said that? Like I just feel like you got to have a conversation. You don't want to wake up with things that are heavy on you and interfering with your day and your mind. And I'm just a thinker, so I need to get clarity between them because like I need to feel like, are we good? We good? We all right? So I definitely, with me being an extrovert, him being an introvert, like we are opposite. So I'm just very direct, and I don't like it to linger.
That'll throw,
So,
that'll throw your.
Leo, August 11th.
Leo too.
Yeah.
The lion is
For sure. Leo's is in the house.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
If you're not on the same page, they'll throw your whole day off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to get on the same page so you can have a productive day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do
But
y'all
I-
have any like code words? Like
Pineapples. Whoa.
Peanut butter and jelly.
signals, you know, like when you playing spades, you like go high, go low, or
Unicorn?
you ready to go.
Yeah.
Like when y'all at events, can y'all communicate through body language and stuff like that?
I think it's a look most of the time for
It's
me.
that look.
It's actually the opposite too, because when I'm upset or feeling some type of way or something's heavy on my heart, if I get quiet, I'm really upset.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm so upset that I gotta just be quiet. But if I'm talking to you, I'm okay. I can talk through it. Like, no, let's just talk about it. But I'm usually, if I'm saying nothing, like it's like,
You real mad. I know what that means.
Can I ask a quick question? So how do you guys find balance? So like in the moment when you're upset and you want to talk, but he's in a place where he doesn't want to talk in that moment, and you're saying that you're a communicator and you have to talk as soon as something happens. How do you guys find that balance to be able to respect each other in each other's moments when you want to communicate and you don't want to communicate in that moment? How do you find that balance?
I think we have to take a break from each other. So I'll probably go somewhere like, outside, take a little stroll, or maybe go and, read a little bit. And then, once I'm calm, I can go back and talk to her.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you do.
I think experience, just being together for so long. I mean, we was friends for like over a decade.
You know each
before we
other.
got married.
Yeah.
So you gotta calm down first.
Right.
So many people act off emotions.
Right.
And
Yep.
it just like I never want to say anything I can't come back from.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
okay, this really pissed me off. Let me give
Right.
me some time, and
Right.
then I'm come back. It doesn't mean like we gotta talk immediately when it happens, because at that high, the emotions are
Yeah.
really high. The emotions are extremely high.
Yeah.
In
Right.
that moment. So
Yeah.
I calm down. I'm coming back though.
Yeah.
So,
And
But-
sometimes we seek guidance.
Yes.
From
Counsel.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wise counsel.
people like that's been in a relationship like 25 years, like married 25 years, 25 years and stuff. We got a couple of friends that's in the industry with us that's been together that long, so we can always go to them and ask them about the situation. Am I tripping, or
Yeah.
I'm overreacting, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So yeah, we do seek counsel.
I was going to say, I think one of the things you just said that really stood out and it's important is you said you guys were friends for how many years before you got 10 years. So it's building that friendship and getting to know each other at your lowest and your highest moments, right? Because when you go into marriage, it's a forever thing, right? So you knew what you were getting into before you got married because you spent that time with him, right? And so you knew that you guys would be able to, navigate those uncharted waters because you got to know each other, right?
And
So
we
that's
lived
important.
together.
And you
we-
see,
we-
yeah,
So I was
we knew
like,
each other.
oh.
We knew each other for like 2 years before we started dating.
right.
So we didn't.
Just jump in the pool.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
knew
Call
each
me a
other
2-year
just-
follow-up.
Yeah.
Y'all are so cute. Say, call me a 2-year follow-up.
I think with boundaries too, like emotional intelligence, like you mentioned, is extremely important because it's like what everyone is saying. When you are offended or they've crossed your boundary, understanding that you don't respond right then and there. You don't
Exactly.
respond out of anger.
Right.
But also, I think the key part to that in relationships is you all both having a conversation of like, hey, we're not going to talk about it at the height of it, but trusting that you both are going to be willing to come back and talk about it before the day ends. Because I think a lot of the times too, like in toxic relationships, people are so anxious in relationships because the person who created the offense never comes back to try to rectify it or have that conversation.
That
And
makes
I
sense.
also think when we talk about boundaries, it's about, hey, this may not have been your intent, but this is how I received it, and this is how it impacted me.
Correct.
And so moving forward, here's how I'm going to choose to respond when you cross that boundary. So like you said, Camille, if somebody yells at me and I've already warned you, that's not how we're doing it. So moving forward, if you yell at me, I'm going to walk out of the room. Well, you can't say I'm being disrespectful because I've already told you this is how I'm choosing to respond to a disrespect that you've done to me. And so I think that also self-awareness, like you have to know, here's why I'm not going to talk about it in the height of things, because I can pop off at the mouth and I might say something that I can't pull back from. And so I think having those conversations, understanding how you respond in those, it takes a lot of emotional intelligence.
It does.
That's
Yeah.
great advice.
That comes with time,
It
too,
comes
though.
with a
And I'm
lot
gonna
of
add to what you
time.
said.
Time.
I have a system too, because my marriage is like y'all's up. I'm the live when my wife is in a corner. She don't care for people at all. Like she'll come and talk and stuff, but she opposite. But what we have in common, we're not argumentative. Like if she got something she feel a certain kind of way, she gonna let me know how she feel. If I had something a certain kind of way, I'm gonna let her know how I feel. But we don't push each other's buttons, because I set a system up. Like you can tell when something is off. If you know your person, I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. Look, I'm not finna play with you. Tell me what's wrong, because I don't want you bringing this back up. Tell me what it is, and she'll get it out. And then we learn. I say, well, going forward, stop holding that in and say something before it get out of whack. You got an open door with me. You have no business holding that in.
He's me. You're me.
I don't know where that is. Come tell me, and we'll resolve it. But I'm a solution person. I'm not finna hear all that rah-rah. Yeah, okay. That's how you feel. Because here's the reality to this relationship stuff. You're not going to always go to sleep on the same table. But it's still healthy to get it out.
Right.
Because I still might not agree. You might stand on what you stand on. I stand on what I stand on. All right, cool. We can go to sleep.
Right.
Because I'm not finna sit up here and die because you over here eyeballing me.
Yeah.
I don't want to play Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
If that's how you feel, I
Yeah.
get it. And we'll try to resolve it as we come along. But the system that I had, because me, I'm a peaceful person. I really don't like a bunch of noise. Like when people come in my quiet space, it's really quiet. It was like, dang, it's peaceful in here. Yeah, I don't like noise. But I can feel, you can hear somebody when they silent. I know something wrong. It's not all the
Energy's
time,
out.
but I can hear it. I can hear a sound. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
And it may not even have anything to do with you, Kadero. It could be something she personally going through. It could be, because honestly, I have moments where I can feel death before, I even know about it. You know what I'm saying? You like, what's wrong?
But I'm always on it when I know something is off. And you're right. It don't be me sometimes. It might be bad day at work.
Yeah.
Kids getting on your nerves.
Worrying, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or I got a situation that I may not want to share with you right now. I'll share it later. But I can feel it. And I'm like, okay, well, she ready, she'll say something. And I keep going about my day. Because you got to have that mental balance, too, when you with each other. Because a lot of time, if you putting all the energy trying to please this person and help them, it's going to drive you crazy. And if you don't communicate and tell this person you dealing, because as men, y'all may have that in tune already. And we over here carrying this and trying to help you out. You got to have that even communication to check in with each other. Because outside of life, you good? Are you good, though? Mentally, physically, spiritually.
Right.
Because if you keep doing that and you wonder why this person got a heart condition now, you been carrying that stress for 15 years.
Right. You put it
So
in the
I started
brain.
learning peace out of all that stuff. Let me make sure I find peace on both sides of it.
Yeah.
That's why you got to have that break apart. When you come back together, you got to have a peace zone. Outside of whatever go on outside, make sure your end zone is a peace zone.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
really
there's
good.
power in agreement. So I feel like, one of the biggest things in relationships is you guys having a strategy for when you're facing challenges like disagreements. Like, for example, we agree we're not going to go to bed angry. Why? Because the mind is the enemy's playing field. And while you're laying there angry, you're making a movie scene in your head that's not even happening. And you're in your head, you're already ahead of yourself, right? And so you're waking up with all of those emotions you went to sleep with, and intensified emotions, right? And now you're really angry, even more angry than you were before you went to bed. So I think that, number one is having a strategy, agreeing on how you guys are going to resolve issues. We agree we're not going to go to bed angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we going to navigate through these challenges? So it's just the power of agreement and what.
I think sometimes we have to understand the reality. As much as we try to not be angry,
That's what I said.
You just it's not possible to not be angry at a
No,
person.
you're human.
And so you can be angry, and that's fine. Just be like, I still love you.
Gotta
You know what I'm saying? But
process
you let me be for a second.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see you in the morning, and
Right.
Let that
we'll
steam come out
regroup
them
at breakfast
ears.
over
Right.
some coffee. But like, right now, just don't say nothing to me. But I'm still gonna make you a plate, and I'm still gonna make sure the kids are fed. But
and that takes
everybody's gonna still run the schedule, but like just don't say nothing to me when I lay down. I'm still gonna reach over and grab for you, but like just don't say nothing.
That's so real.
That's real, man.
Yeah, like, but just don't say nothing, just because.
All right, so we've been talking about how things are in the marriage, communication, boundaries. Before we get to after saying I do, I want to talk to some women and men that are outside that are single and they're tired of waiting and they're tired of going out by themselves. They're tired of sleeping by themselves. They're tired of seeing everyone dating and then they're by themselves. They're the third, fourth, and sixth and seventh wheel. Let's help some single people build themselves up and get themselves together so they can be ready, so they can stay ready when that king or queen approaches. So let's talk about before you were dating, when you were single. What can someone that's single, what can they do to prepare for marriage?
Okay.
Or dating. We can start with just dating.
So I think before you start dating, you have to figure out what you genuinely like in life. Because I think a big misconception is that we find people and it's the whole like opposites attract or whatnot. And to an extent, yes, because there's something intriguing about a person that's slightly different from you, draws you in, and it's like, maybe I could try this or try that, right? However, what do you like to do on your day-to-day basis? Because if you're trying to date somebody that's outside of your realm of comfort, there's going to be a lot of strife in that relationship unnecessarily before it even starts, just because it's like, I don't even like what you're trying to do. I don't want to spend my time over here. If I'm not an outdoor person, I don't need to be with somebody that want to go hiking every day because we're going to be looking at each other like, hold on, wait a minute.
You go, I stay.
I'll be here when you come back, you know? So find things that you like. Experiment with, you know, there's groups, whether it's run club or, you know, chess club or whatever that is. Like, find things that you want to do on your own that bring you excitement. And in the process of doing those things, you'll find other people who are like-minded. And then you can be like, oh, there's something for us to work on. You know, we can build from here. I think that's the start. Find a way that you can love yourself and the things that you enjoy. And then once you get a grip of that, now you can find somebody else who feels the same way, finds the same interests. Again, it's not going to be perfect, but that's ideal.
Okay.
I always say find out who you are. Say, who am I and what do I want? Because a lot of people that's saying that, they don't really know what they want for real. If you really sit down with a person and say, like when I was single, I'm old-fashioned. I'll go have lunch. I'll go out at a park. That's how I can tell a person like noise. It's quiet over here. I can't do nothing with you. I'm going to drop you off. Because if you don't like quietness, we in a park. You can hear the birds and stuff. It's too quiet over here. Drop you off. Then if I go into a public place and I'm having a conversation, if you tripping over argumentative stuff, I already know what I ain't going to deal with. See, a lot of people got to have that structure, too. And whatever you have, you got to stand on that. Is it hard sometimes? Well, if you want to stay in the front and catch catfish because there's more fish in the sea, you're going to get a catfish. But if you want to get in that yacht and go out deep and catch a great white, be patient for the great white. A lot of people don't give them that they don't give themselves that enough time and grace. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was still built. Do you want a quick house or you want a mansion?
Come on now.
If you want a mansion, you got to be still. And I told this single lady, shout out to Lady Jackie, because I was on her panel. I got bombarded by a lot of single people because of what I'm talking about now. I said, well, if you want eagles, stop hanging around peacocks and pigeons.
Whoa.
A turkey, they got wings, but they can't soar. It's so easy now to find groups. Find a group of eagles and have conversations. Go it don't kill you to go have lunch. It don't
We're doing it right now.
I tell people, if you have a release is normal. Quit getting around somebody. Girl, I wouldn't do that. You got 9 kids and you don't want to talk about sex. You wasn't high-fiving nobody. Get around real people. Real people do real stuff. It's a world full of real people, and it's a world full of finesses and fakers. Find you some real people, have them conversations, and put your room in what you want. Simple. But people make the most simple thing the most complicated.
Come on.
He say write the vision and make it plain. There's so many confused people, I don't know what to do.
When it goes back to when you said write the vision and make it plain, I was going to say you have to have a vision for yourself and your relationship. And whatever that vision for your relationship it looks like for you, you have to make sure that in your singleness you're working on those to become those things as well. Because you can't expect for someone to come in with the table and you don't even have a chair to put at the table. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that the season of singleness is so important because it's where you, especially if you've been married and you're divorced, and especially if you've been married and you're divorced with kids, that process is so different because you're like rediscovering yourself all over again because you've given yourself to people serving. All you know, in a marriage, in a relationship.
That's underestimated. I have to cut you off, not to take over, but just I want you to expound on that. What that taking time to get back to who you are.
And because now you're a new person. I mean, you have to just take that time, number one, to heal, to ask yourself, what do I want my next chapter? Because it's a new chapter. Now you're entering into a new chapter. You're no longer married. You're raising kids by yourself, or you may be doing a parenting plan with, sharing kids or whatnot schedule with someone. But you just have to rediscover yourself all over again, and that's a whole journey. It's in itself. I mean, it's like a roller coaster. You have highs and you have lows, right? And that takes time. It's not an overnight process, So I think that, that season of singleness. Look, I've been single for 2 years, single and celibate. And when I tell you I'm in the best place ever, yes, I do want to be married, but it's not something I pray for anymore. God, you'll give me a husband at the right time and, I'll meet him at the right place. I don't have to get dressed and go to no bar. I don't have to do any of that. God's going to bring him into my life, right? Because the Bible says that our days are already predestined, right? That means that he has that. So anyone that I've married outside of the will of God was not predestined for me. So that's why I'm not in that relationship. Right. So it's time to step back and say, okay, God, I want to heal. I want to grow. I want to rediscover myself, and I want to know what you have for me. And I'm going to follow that, even if it means it's going to take me 10 years. But you're with me, so I know I'm going to be at peace. I'm content. I'm fulfilled. I'm whole. And I don't go to sleep yearning for no man. I have peace and I have God. I don't go to sleep yearning for no man. I don't need none of that.
You don't,
right?
but some of our you don't.
My friends say you don't, but I do.
I'm not even saying necessarily me because joking. I do love being single.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's not that I love being single. It's just that I found there is a wholeness within me that I'm whole. So it's like I do want a helpmate. I do want a husband. I'm a wife. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that's not my main focus. Yes. My focus is purpose, kids, my career, all those things that I have going on. And that process, at the right time, God would bring that person. And in the meantime, I'm just continuously growing and self-developing and just becoming the woman God's calling me to be each and every day. And there's a beauty in that. Like, I go out to the movies. Y'all see me on Facebook. I'm everywhere doing everything by myself. Okay. And so I think that season of singleness, like, let it be intentional. Like, what do you want? Don't just sit around crying for no man, like, or crying for a woman, like. Figure out what you want for yourself and do that. Pursue those
people
things.
do that for real.
Can I?
Okay.
No.
I always say, man, if you like being outside, make sure you outside with the right people.
Yes.
There's no crime in being outside. Back in 2000, what was that? 2008, 2009. The world's different, of course, now. But when I wanted something, I knew, okay, I can go in this crowd and there's gonna be some nice people over here.
Right.
I can go in a room full of wisdom and catch gems.
Oh, yeah,
I can go in a room full of fools and come out with Walmart bags. Right. Same gesture now. And I tell people, don't ask for a king if you ain't a queen. Don't ask for a Superman if you ain't a Wonder Woman. If you want a real man, be a real woman. You got to understand the within. If I want a real woman, I got to make sure my stuff is in order. See, a lot of times people coming together unfinished, incomplete, and you want that man to complete you. You want that woman to complete you.
Yes.
That's false narrative. I heard Will Smith say this very perfect. If you work on your happy and you work on your happy, when you come together, you two happy people. But if I come in here with bills and I don't want no man to take care of me, I don't want no woman to take care of me, now y'all in here trying to fight to tell somebody what they need to do. But if you got your stuff together, I got my stuff together. When we come together, we together.
Yeah.
But if you got some missing pieces over here now, why do I come in playing I declare war? I ain't signed up for that. Or a woman coming in, ain't healed, you mad the first flashback you had from somebody else, that man ain't did nothing. Now you done gave him that pack, that whatever it was. Or if you get a man that's trifling, you didn't see that when y'all had a conversation? A lot of time when you dating, don't be so quick to jump in that relationship. Give it time. You give Netflix more time than that. 90 days, you cancel.
Listen.
Give that person time. Because watch this, storms gonna come.
Yeah.
When you in a relationship, that situation gonna show you who that person is.
Yes.
Get married and go through a storm and see if that woman don't rip you a new one. So you really didn't care for me. You want it because I had some money. Go broke and see if they gonna stand. If they gonna come up with you.
Yeah, time is the best storyteller.
I learned this too, even as a single person. I always had standard.
Yeah.
I was like, how you keep pulling these older women? Because most women back then, they were young and crazy. Then you had men that were young and crazy. And I'm like, okay, you like to fight, you like to argue. I can't talk to you. Yeah. But the other one, they was always level-headed. Yeah. They always had their stuff together, so I didn't have to come in and they thinking I'm finna take something from them. But the ones that didn't have together, they come in, they want me to immediately take something. Hey, can I use your car? Can I so-and-so? And, oh, you got a trifling man that want to take from that woman. Yeah. You got to realize whoever you trying to get, make sure, are they a giver or they a real taker? Because you got people now, they coming in like, okay, he got it together, but you don't know what their agenda is. That's why it can kind of be hard, because I get it. I got people around me that sing, and they come to me like, bro, how can I get past this? And I tell them, like, well, if you know this person might be the one, just give it time. Yeah. It's going to unfold, but get around people that you can see, okay, I'm around a group of people that going to help me. Having their wisdom, too, make all the difference, especially when you're single, because they going to tell you, hey, that one ain't it. Dang, you asked? Then you mess around and get married. Then a year later, you divorce. Right. They try to warn you.
But it's the scriptures, right? Like, just hearing y'all talk, I thought about different scriptures. Like, one scripture that says, delight yourself in the Lord and he'll give you the desires of your heart. Mm-hmm. So, of course, it's easy to go to bed at night because I know that God, because I'm putting my life in you and I'm doing your word and I'm believing in you, then because I am your child, I don't have to worry because I know that you're going to give me the desires of my heart. You already know what I want. And then the other scripture in Proverbs that says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm.
Yep.
So what that means is that I don't even have to be a fool to suffer the harm. Yeah. I just got to walk around with the fools and I'm going to suffer the residual effects of how you respond. Yeah. And so, the work that I do, I work with women who've been cheated on, right? And so that's just lived experience. I was married, got cheated on.
You was?
But,
okay.
And I always tell my clients, we allow people to treat us one step lower than we treat ourselves. So a lot of times...
Say that one more time.
We allow people to treat us one step lower than we treat ourselves. So a lot of times, you already saw those red flags in the relationship, but you overlooked them, right? Or you allow people to do things, even if they break a boundary and you told them, hey, don't break this boundary anymore, or this is how I'm going to respond. Well, what happened? They break it. And then you do. So think about that. Think about how many words you have broken to yourself. Think about the things that you say to yourself secretly behind closed doors. Oh, I'm not worthy enough. Oh, I'm not attractive enough. Oh, I'm not good enough to get this position. Oh, I can't. So the thing is, that's how you're talking to yourself subconsciously. That's how that's what's coming out, and that's what you're attracting. And now that's what your romantic partner is going to come and do to you as well. And so my first step with my clients is, my job for you is to get you to love yourself. And so my job for you is that now, moving forward, the next person that you get with does not complete you, but they compliment you. So when a man brings me flowers, it's a compliment for what I already do for myself. I buy myself flowers. When a man says, oh my gosh, you look so beautiful, that's just a compliment because I already complete myself by telling myself, girl, you're beautiful. So we have to learn how to love ourselves and see what it is that we actually like. What do we enjoy, and the things that we're not going to tolerate, because then when you love yourself and you see that you are actually of value and you know that you are God's child and you know that God is going to give you the desires of your heart, it's easier for you to say, hey, you broke that boundary, cool, I'm not, no more. And it's easier for us to walk away. I think a lot of the times people stay in relationships longer than they should off of a hope, but that person never even showed you that they have those qualities and they have those characteristics, right? And so I think too, when we're dating, we have to make sure that we look for the fruits of the spirit, because if that person has the fruits of the spirit, whether we're still trying to figure out if this person is right, we know they're safe because they've exhibited the fruits of the spirit. And so with that, I know that they're always going to align with who my father is and how he's going to treat me as a partner.
And are you with someone now?
No.
So you got your boundaries across the board.
Very sad. Yeah, it's funny.
She said they're very sad.
Though, I was I call it a 24-hour relationship, but he thought that once we got into the relationship that he could talk to me crazy.
Sir.
Immature.
No.
And I just said, you know what, I'm going to remove myself from this situation.
You did what I did when I told you that joke is like y'all. It's quiet. Where we going? Taking you home?
I think because coming out of my ex-husband was a serial cheater, y'all. And so I think coming out of that, I didn't see my value. And so now I see my value, and I think about, like, no, you don't get to talk to me like that.
Yeah.
You know, you clearly, because you were comfortable to talk to me like that, then this is your normal for how you talk to women. And so, yeah, like now I'm very set on, if this is a boundary and I've told you once that this is not what I'm going to tolerate, and then you do it again, like, I'm done.
So we don't go together
I
no
also,
more.
I also think that. I was gonna say.
I would
Also.
say-
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Yes.
Please.
Sure.
Yes, please,
Yes.
because we want to hear from you.
No,
I seen her waving that hand. Come
Yeah,
on,
we want to hear.
Lori.
We want to hear
Yeah.
mic. Use your mic.
Come on. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I know it's like it's just falling down. But I will say it's so funny that we're talking about this, and everything that you just said. Me and Camille was talking about it on the phone, and I feel like after you get out of that marriage, after you get out of that relationship, you have to go through that process. You have to create that safe space for you to, say, hey, this is how I want to be loved. This is how I want to be treated. Like me, I'm on a journey of dating myself. Nothing's wrong with that. Somebody told me it's crazy.
That ain't
I'm
It's
like, no,
beautiful.
it's not. I'm
crazy.
That's
actually,
not crazy.
it is. I was
Doing the
like,
work.
I'm creating a space for me to love myself. So when somebody, when I do finally decide to date again, this is how I want to be loved. And if you cannot love me accordingly, then you're not my person.
Right.
You know what I mean? And nothing's wrong with that. So just take time to heal.
That's the best.
Everybody been cheated on, right? But I feel like we have to talk about it. It's not something that we need to suppress anymore. We have to stop loving those red flags out of a man. We just can't keep doing it.
Man or woman.
Men or women, yeah,
woman.
because we do
Yeah,
got some
viewers,
men in the
yeah.
house.
And it's not
but
even loving
we
it's
just
not
can't.
even loving the red flags. It's just some people being by themselves for so long, they just overlook it
Yeah.
and thinking
Or
like,
subtle.
Or
yeah,
you can
I'm
be
gonna-
vulnerable,
Yes.
or you
It's
can be
very
like,
excited.
yeah,
Settling.
Or you can be so-
like,
No, it's not.
But also,
Yeah.
when
It's
you're
not gonna
when
change.
so I mean all of that. So yeah, so all the different things you guys said, yes. But also, if you come from a broken home and toxicity is your normal, that's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
That's the only lens you've ever been able to see out of. That's the way that you see the world. So you think when a man comes in and treats you that way, it's normal to you. So there's a saying that says, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you, who you are." Your spouse is a reflection of where you're at too, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, all those things, right? So if you have someone that's a serial cheater, or he's broke, or he's not going to work, even if you're not doing those things, there's something broken in you because you are in that relationship. When you're whole, you don't see that as being okay. So
That's a part of growth, though.
that's why that healing
Growth
and growth.
outside of healing is also the people around you.
Yeah.
Because when you have wisdom around you, it helps.
Right.
Because we all human.
Right.
When nobody grow up perfect. Let's be honest.
Right.
And I grew up in the project, so I done seen the worst of the worst. But sometimes too, when you're growing, you'll know sometimes what not to do. I grow on learning more what not to do than I did in example. Because when I evolved mentally, I was like, I can't be upset with them because that was all they knew. When somebody telling you out of their mouth, I'm doing the best I can, they doing the best they can.
True.
So when you start growing up, then you have to learn. And my mom and them, God rest their soul, they used to tell me, you don't do what I do. I'm trying my best. If you can, be better than me. So I took that and I started being better than them. You still gonna make mistakes, whether you trying to walk righteous or not. You still gonna have error. But what helps is being around a village of people that can help you not hit the wall so hard.
Yeah.
Or saying, okay,
Break that
I
down.
got with somebody, I thought it was gonna work out, it didn't work out. Then you got to be okay with that. Now, what can I do now not to hit that wall again? So let me do the work on myself and identify my flaws and errors. So now I know what I don't have to put up with. So when you dating yourself, I say I'm buffering my diamond. I got to learn how to treat myself. So I know exactly how I want to be treated. And if I want to be treated like this, let me make sure I'm presenting that to them and treating them the same way.
Yeah.
That way when you come together, we're both helping each other out because it's a partnership. So if you got bad business, you either a subtraction or an addition. You either a plus one or a minus one.
Yeah.
So if I'm your 11, I'm your number one twice.
Yeah. There's something that you said earlier about knowing your worth and just, like being able to love yourself. So I work with, women, who are experiencing domestic violence. I'm a shelter director. And when I'm working with women, that's the first thing that we talk about because they're coming in, they have no self-worth. They don't know how to love themselves, right? So it's like you said, you have to learn how to build yourself up, build that relationship with yourself, love yourself, rediscover yourself. like Cordero said, healing, growing. You know, like all those things are components that are going to shape you into becoming the person that you want to be with. You know.
I think sometimes we have a distorted view of what love is, because when you talk about, like, sometimes we see what was shown in the household, and that wasn't necessarily
you find out the truth, like, dang.
You know. And so then what happens
married,
is we believe,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, well, I'm gonna love them through it. Well, no, sis, he been cheating on you for 15 years. Like, how much love? Or like, even in the churches, like I think about this. Me and my friend were talking about this. Sometimes you would hear, when we were growing up, you would hear from the pulpit, pastor would say, "Oh, but mama was a good mother because daddy would stay gone and he had a child on her and she was a good woman." And so what that does is, like, for the little girl, that makes us believe, oh, to be a good woman, I gotta stand by this man no matter what he does. And what is the little boy doing? The little boy is saying, oh, I can do this, and the woman is still gonna stay.
Learn
So
behavior.
I think that we have to be important,
Learn
even in the
behavior.
church, because when I was going through what I was going through, a lot of times people would just say, well, honey, just go home and pray. Go home and pray. And I think sometimes we give people all of these spiritual nuance, but we're not telling you actually how to apply that wisdom. And that messes us up.
Absolutely. So, you guys, this conversation could really go another hour or two.
can.
It really could. I thank you guys for coming tonight.
Yes.
We are going to wrap up because we do
Can we
have
do
a
one
part
more,
two to
please?
the night. You need one more question?
Yes, please.
Okay, you have the question?
No, the one I know is one more on there.
Oh, yeah. We
Just
got
one good, just one good one. Just one good one.
I guess,
Throw the counter out there for your
how
birthday.
do couples navigate boundaries when it comes to friendships and relationships outside of the marriage?
I would say keep your friends out of it.
I'm old school. Like,
Just keep your
Like,
friends
if
out.
they're
Traditional.
keep it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because I feel like you'll tell your friends something, right? And then you left them, then you went back to
bash
them,
and crash them.
and now the friend
Bash
just
them and
looking
crash
at you crazy. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just gotta just keep everybody out your business, create that safety space, and just family too. Family don't make
Definitely
it no
family.
better.
Definitely family.
They know everything.
Family out of it.
for real.
Go ahead.
Just
So,
just
go
keep
ahead,
them out of
what you
it.
were gonna say, babe.
No, I was saying that-
So we have a rule, like, we don't concern any family in our relationship whatsoever.
That's good.
And also when it comes when it comes to friends, my husband comes first. Unfortunately, he
right.
does.
That's right.
And I stand on that.
Fortunately.
But
Stand on
you know,
business.
that's really how it's been. And if he's not invited, then I'm not coming.
Not package.
And vice versa. If he feels uncomfortable, then I'm not coming. And it should be the same way. But definitely when it comes down to it, just keep them out. Because when I'm healed, they still mad. Especially I got a daddy. Anybody have a daddy like
Yeah.
that? Okay, shout out to Ricky.
Yeah.
Right? He forever mad. He don't ever get over anything when it comes down to that. So, keep him out. We good because we can get over that stuff, and we know each other way too well to go out there and ask for advice. Yeah,
Facts.
look, I got you. What you need? You mad? Let's fix it.
That's
right?
good.
I always say, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, especially when you get into it and have an argument, and then everybody knows, and then you're back with that person again.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
sir.
everybody's looking like, no, what the heck?
Opinions.
You was mad. Now everybody's mad, but you good.
Also, everybody likes to act like they're perfect in the moment, as if they don't have the exact same issues at home, and so then
Right.
it gets to be like a battle of who's better or whose relationship is, less confrontational. And it's like we all literally are going to have the same issue at some point in a
Right.
relationship. So I'm not going to talk to you about it. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. Let's go eat. You know what I'm saying?
With that
I always
said, let's
say,
go
Word,
eat.
we good.
I always say have your circle of purpose, not purchase. Purchase mean if I tell the wrong person something now, I'm gonna pay for it later. Because if a person of purchase just gossip a lot and they really just trying to be in my business,
Right.
girl, so and so them going through this. But if I got my wisdom, my person of purpose, they gonna walk me through that. Man, I'm over here, so and so. They can tell me, hey, I went through that. You're gonna be all right. Just make sure you don't do this next time. The simplest thing keep people out your stuff.
100%.
Yeah, keep
and
it
we
surface
have mentors that are married, so a lot of them have been through it, and
They have.
then you like, well, I need like you said, purchase. So we've been around them, and it's like, what would you how you
Good
feel about this
investment.
situation, right? So then I don't have to worry about regretting what I told them later because it's coming from a place of good space, and
Yeah.
she wants to see us get through that. You got people that don't want to see y'all get through it.
There
like,
you go.
girl, he is who he is, and I'm thinking, no, he might have a point. I just need to see a different perspective.
There you go.
And that's why it's so good to have people around you that want to see you guys win.
I think that's a great point to end on.
Yes.
You want to be around people that see you win.
Yeah.
Some people, they clapping, but they just clapping so they can see
trying
you
to stick
fail.
their foot out and watch you trip.
They're trying to find cracks. And we have to recognize when that is happening, when we have a snake amongst us in the grass and we don't know. And like you say, it could be our blood. So keeping God first in your relationships, whether you're single, dating, or married. If you're single, do what you got to do so that you can date. And if you're dating, get to the next level. And when you get to the level of marriage, it's not the end. You have to fight through that. And I know that I've been there. I got tired of fighting because I feel like I wasn't fighting for my man. I feel like I was fighting for my baby daddy, and he's still baby daddy. And I'm single, and I'm getting myself back to that point. And I think conversations and vibes and different perspectives like this, because y'all are a great model. Kadero is a good model. Rita is a great. Look at that smile. My girl over here, we single, but it's okay. We on our money bags and our children.
There we
go. And then we have our counselor that can provide informative information. And then we have our beautiful sister, soul sister, that's touching lives. Yes, you touching lives. And women that are being abused, you just said that, and that's very, very important. So tonight, we are going to cut it short because we do have a part 2. And the people are waiting.
Feliz cumpleaños. Feliz cumpleaños.
Yes, y'all. It is my birthday, as says the crown.
Happy birthday.
My birthday. Thank
in true Florida style, it's my dog birthday. It's my dog birthday.
Okay, wait, Flo, wait. So we are going to close out, you guys. Thank you all for coming. I hope that you all can come back. This is not it. We have different discussions every second and fourth Friday. Rita, do you mind wrapping up, giving the ones and twos?
Okay, well, I'm just going to do a quick little. We have a few events coming up. We have a business relaunch and branding shoot. That's going to be with speakers Cordero, Chad, and Flo, hosted by Millie. That's going to be 4/19 at 5 p.m. That's going to be downtown Dallas. You'll get the details later. We also have the Woo Chow brunch, and it's hosted by Ingrid, the owner of Unique Visions. All right. We are going to be hosting the pink carpet, the ladies of the Lion Experience. Okay. So that's going to be at 2 p.m., April 13th, at 324 Southampton. We also have the Purposeful Pause 2 brunch, and Exhale. Let's see. That's going to be host Omikio. And that's, yes, April 26th from 11:30 to 3:30. And lastly, we have Master the Art of Forex. That's going to be from 12 to 2. I don't have dates, so we'll drop that in the chat. Next Saturday, okay. And that's going to be at Green Jacket in Mansfield. So at this point, we're just going to holler at you guys later. Make sure you're following us. Yes, because we're going to turn up with the birthday girl. So make sure you're following us on all of our platforms at _Lion_experience. That's on Facebook, YouTube, and on Instagram. And as always, if you'd like to be a part of the show, make sure you message us at experiencethelion@gmail.com. So we are out, guys.
95,000 G. Peace and increase.